Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football Week 16 recap show. We'll recap the game between the Chargers and Colts, and it was the opposing team, the Chargers, had this game in hand from the get-go. Uh, so, and we're going to recap it all, give my thoughts, and uh, give a preview of the upcoming games for Week 17. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football Week 16 trivia question. Which Charger quarterback led the NFL in passing yards in each of the 1979 to 1982 seasons? I'll have the answer later on the podcast. Well, Monday Night Football Week 16. Hope you're ready for some football. The LA Chargers beat the Indianapolis Colts 20-3 Monday night at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. Everything was setting up for the Chargers to stumble all over themselves once again with an opportunity to clinch a playoff berth Monday night against the reeling Colts. Los Angeles barely managed a touchdown lead deep into Week 16's primetime finale. Star safety Derwin James got ejected early for an illegal hit to the head and neck. Uh, in the it was early in the second quarter, and Justin Herbert fumbled the ball away to give Indianapolis momentum into the final quarter. No matter because Nick Foles' debut as the Colts' latest filling QB went about as poorly as possible, feasting up front and getting just enough Herbert momentum production, down the stretch. Brendan Staley's AFC West contender left Lucas Oil Stadium with a 20-3 victory, and more importantly, that coveted ticket to the postseason. Now, the play occurred on 2nd and 2 with 5:23 remaining in the second quarter, and uh, Colts quarterback Nick Foles fired a quick strike to Doolin, who immediately took a booming hit to the head and the neck area from James's helmet as he tried to make the tackle. James was penalized for unnecessary roughness and disqualified from the contest. Doolin was ruled out with a concussion during halftime. Colts coach Jeff Saturday said he agreed with the call on the field and that James deserved to be ejected. This was a very frustrating game for the Colts. They kept it close for a while, but the Chargers had their number from the second quarter on. The win clinched the playoff spot for the Chargers, who are now 9-6 on the season. And the Bolts are back in the postseason for the first time since 2018. The Colts, unfortunately, they dropped to 4-10-1 on the season with the loss. Uh, and I'm going to give you the highlights of this game for you right now. I'm going to do it. Uh, I'm trying to get my tablet here to. I'm sorry for the technical problems here. Uh, uh, and I'm going to give you the highlights of this game right now, as this was one of those games where it was just all Chargers in this one. So, uh, I do apologize for all the technical problems here. Thank you. Uh, okay, first quarter, the Chargers out the punt after going three and out, three plays 4 yards. And the Chargers out the punt after going three and out, three plays 9 yards. And then Indianapolis had an interception, and it was first and 10 at the Chargers 38. Nick Foles pass deep right intended for Woods. intercepted by Davis at the LA Chargers 11 to the LA Davis to the LA 41 for 30 yards. Uh, and then the Chargers had an interception. Uh, and it was at 3rd and 2 at the LA Charger 49. Justin Herbert's pass short left intended to Keenan Allen for the intercepted by Thomas at the Indianapolis 42 to the Indianapolis. He went to the Indianapolis 47 for 5 yards. And then the Colts got the ball back, but then they had another interception. Nick Foles passed short right to Campbell, intercepted by James, who ran out of bounds at the LA 33 for no gain. Uh, and then the Chargers had the punt, going 3 and out, 3 plays, 1 yard. The Colts had the punt after going 3 and out, 3 plays, 4 yards. And then the Chargers scored their first touchdown of the game. Come on. And I'm sorry for this. And it was Austin Eckler's up the middle for the 1 yard touchdown. Dicker's extra point is good. It was 7-0 Chargers at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, the Colts got into field goal range. And and it was and this is when James got ejected early, and they got up to 4th and 3 at the 4th and 6 at the LA 27. Chase McLaughlin's extra point was good, and it was 7-3 Chargers. Then the Chargers had gotten a field goal range. Dicker's 24-yard field goal was good, and it was 10-3 Chargers. This is when the Chargers started to pull away, and it was 10-3 at halftime. Third quarter, the Chargers had the punt. They're going 3 and out, 5 plays, 20 yards. And then the Colts had their third interception. Nick Foles passed short right intended for Campbell, intercepted by Samuel at the Indianapolis 37, ran out of bounds at the Indian 26 for 11 yards. And then the Chargers got into field goal range, and then it was Dicker's 21-yard field goal was good, and it was 13-3 Chargers third quarter. The Colts had the punt going 3 and out, 5 plays, and 5 yards, and then and then the Chargers had a fumble, and it was Justin Herbert sacked at the LA 19 for -6 yards, and it was a sack split by Buckner and Odiingbo, and fumbles. Buckner and Odiigno recovered by Indianapolis. Pay at the LA 21. And then the Colts had a turnover on downs. They had a downs. That's what they had. Nick Foles up the middle to the LA 12 for no gain, and the ball went back to the Chargers. It was 13-3 at the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter, the Chargers scored their only second and only other touchdown of the game. Austin Ekeler, left guard, for the 1 yard touchdown. Dicker's extra point was good. It was first and goal at the Indy 1. And Dicker's extra point was good, and it was 20-3 Chargers. And then the Colts had a turnover on downs. It was their third turnover on downs of the night. It was fourth and four at the Indianapolis 49. Uh, Nick Foles passing complete short right to Pittman for no gain, and then the Chargers got the ball back, uh, and they had to go. They went 3 and out after uh, they had to punt 3 and out after going and had the punt after going 3 plays for 6 yards. Then the Colts had another turnover on downs. It was our fourth one of the night. Boy, this was and it was a 4th and 9 at the Indianapolis 46. Nick Foles passed short left to Pittman at the LA 48 for 6 yards, and then the Chargers got the ball back, and all they had to do, or Herbert had to do, was just kneel for the last 3 plays. And nonetheless, the Chargers get the win, and they clinch a playoff berth and are back in the postseason by the final score of 20-3. We'll give the game balls out in a minute. First, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scout Sports 101 Monday Night Football Week 16 trivia question. Which Charger quarterback led the NFL in passing yards in each of the 1979 to 1982 seasons? And if you said Dan Fouts, you are correct. In each of the in seasons 1979 to 1982, Dan Fouts passed for 4,082 yards, 4,715 yards, 4,802 yards, and 2,883 yards, respectively. He was a 1973 draft pick out of Oregon and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1993. I will have another trivia question on my next podcast tomorrow, my Thursday Night Football uh, pregame show. And so stay tuned for that. Now I'm going to give out the game balls uh, and I'm going to. I'm sorry for the technical problems here. And it was Justin Herbert. Uh, he gets one 24 31 carries and attempts, 235 yards, no touchdowns, one interception. Austin Eckler, 18 attempts, 2 touchdowns, 67 yards. Keenan Allen, 11 receptions, 104 yards. And so this was the opposing team. The Chargers had this game in hand from the get-go. So so we got some great football action coming up tomorrow. Dallas takes on Tennessee at Nissan Stadium in Tennessee on Thursday Night Football to kick off Week 17. Arizona and Atlanta. In Atlanta, Chicago travels to Detroit to face the Lions. Jacksonville travels to Houston to face the Texans. Denver travels to KC to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. Miami to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. Indianapolis to East Rutherford, New Jersey to MetLife Stadium to take on the Giants. New Orleans to Philly to take on the Eagles. Carolina to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida to take on Brady and the Bucks. Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns travel to Washington to take on the Commanders at FedEx Field. San Francisco travels to Allegiant Stadium in Vegas to take on the Raiders. The New York Jets travel to Seattle to Lumen Field to take on the Seahawks. Minnesota travels to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay to take on the Packers. The Rams play the Chargers at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. And on Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh travels to Baltimore to M&T Bank Stadium to take on the Ravens. And Monday Night Football next week, the Buffalo Bills travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football recap show. I'll be back with the Thursday Night Football pregame show before the game and after the game between the Cowboys and the Titans tomorrow. Until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.